This is London with VIP Trader. Let's dig into the details. We are on a Sunday evening. We have set up our specific studio. Guys, with the back, you guys know behind me, we've got 15 screens. Bitcoin spike. All right, VIP Trader. I want to welcome all the VIP 2023 is going to be our year. Wanted to spend some time because we do, guys. We have some action on Bitcoin. I have to stutter a bit, but I'm glad that we caught a lot of great moves in the back, and I want to dig in essentially and walk you through what I'm looking at technically so that we will all be on the same page. Let me go ahead and get a specific link to the back for the VIP. Let me see if I can do this real quickly, and I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be working on some audio video in terms of 2023, better able to share information such as this, to share information such as what I'm looking at, guys, what the team is looking at in terms of VIP, and we just want it to be top notch. So you call it kind of a dry run in terms of getting the technicals together, getting the cameras together, getting all this information together. But what is really getting together is the fact that we had brought some great signals in the back, at least for review for our VIP. Let's dig into what we've been looking at in the back, and let's look at Solana, for instance, has been an incredible mover. Bitcoin has gotten up and out of a range that it's been stuck in for days. You guys know this is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. We'll dig through Bitcoin tonight. We'll dig through potentially even Tesla. And you guys know whenever I deal with securities, etc., it's not financial advice. You guys go to your broker and teach them something, please, if you can, without a doubt, but for that financial advice. We're going to take a look at Solana. Really got up and out of a strong pattern, typically a bullish pattern, brought it to the VIP before the breakout for consideration, I said, because it was in just a nice zone, guys. In terms of the formation here, this, we call it a bell formation, but the expansion to the downside. And not exactly a bump and run reversal, but I would say it's close to a bump and run reversal. We have that lead in phase here to the left, right? Then we have that specific drop of volatility and that bump. We're in the run phase right now, okay? We're in the run phase, and Solana up another 11.83% just since the reset tonight. So nice trading, VIP. Glad that we focused on that in the back. We've been focused on ADA, been focused on Solana. You guys know that. It's it says something that we would focus on Solana, focus on ADA, because those are not typical coins that we would, ADA, Cardano, not something we would typically focus on. But looking at the Cardano chart, very nice chart, guys. Look at the nice pattern, that expansion. You see, what we have been focusing on in VIP is, amidst our 100 rounds, etc., looking at that support and resistance expanding, increasing volatility. This is the 8-hourly chart. Boom, to the upside. Very nice move. Let's say nearly about a 20% from that origination yesterday. 20% from the point of bringing it up to the VIP in the back. That's a nice move, guys. You have to admit that's a nice move. And in terms of, I just want to shout out and welcome everyone, new and old VIP, okay? Any old VIP, shout out, hats off, what's up? I hope you guys are doing well. New VIP, I know you guys are killing it in the back. I know that it's this is the type of situation where when we have a breakout, and you guys know this, when we have a breakout, everyone wants to kind of know, did I just miss it? Guys, that's not the way the market works. You see yourselves in the back, and especially some warrior tough kind of traders, some weathered traders, know that you can produce as much in a week, guys, in a week, as some people will produce in months, okay? When you really hone in your skills in terms of applying all the technicals, right? All the time frames, boom. Yeah, guys, and I'm pointing to these screens in the back, right? The more that you develop your technical mastery over the markets, the less you're ever going to have a feeling that maybe you just missed anything. That's not VIP, guys. You know that. I could say that all day long, but you know it's not. What is VIP is the fact that we've broken out of a lot of patterning that we understand. Boom, beautifully well done. We understand the patterning without a doubt. Taking a look at the specific charts, and I encourage all of you, I know that Luke, just a phenomenal VIP, shout out Luke, shout out everybody. In terms of his setup, I know that Luke just went through a new setup in terms of his charts, in terms of his monitors, his specific layout. And I encourage all of you in 2023 to put together, it doesn't have to be a pro level setup. It doesn't have to be 15 monitors wide, but I want you guys to be able to look at multiple time frames, harness all of your technology. Okay, I've got you guys see I've got two sides. We've got we've got this side, right, and then we've got the back side. I'm able to engage on the 15 time frames for you guys and for our trades, and then on the front side as well, incorporate those into the streams. And I just encourage you all to work on your setup. It's not intuitive. It's not an easy process. You guys know that. It's not. Try plugging more than 3 or 4. You guys know more than 3 or 4 monitors into your desktop, it gets a little tricky. Huh? Even the Geek Squad at Best Buy doesn't quite know. They'll tell you, but it's a little difficult. So to the extent that you need to bring in, I'd say more of a pro level of expertise, just you guys know that we have those resources for you all. We're excited about 2023. So as we would dig into the technicals here, Cardano, you know this pattern, right? And I've been telling you guys, trade 100 of these, trade 200 of these expansion patterns until you see what they can do. This is a nice move, Cardano, 20%. That was just since yesterday. So nice to see some real strong movers in the market. We'll take a look at Doge. Why not, guys? We'll see what is there anything left with Elon and Doge? I would hope so. I would hope he has. And unfortunately, I'm sure all the shareholders with Tesla are like, unfortunately, right? They've been through a bit. You'll look at this right now. Another expansion pattern, just to bring that up. Another expansion that we're looking at. Bit of a slower mover, bit latent here that did outproduce. You guys remember that recently. Just Doge. Looking at Matic, for instance. And we'll go through some more interesting, potential trades, maybe even on Tesla. We'll do a bit of a review on some of the equities as you guys would need or you would like to see, without a doubt. Taking a look at that 8 hourly, right? Essentially a flat top resistance descending on Matic. Nice to see the up and out. And in terms of those measurements, I want to remind each and every one of you, and this is a big differentiation for how VIP works compared to everybody else. We know that there are probabilities associated with the performance of a specific pattern. You guys know this. We love the patterns that overperform or outperform 2 to 3 times the height of a pattern. That happens, okay? Those are those rare circumstances where you get the not so, what is up, my man? What's up, J-Mac? In the house. J-Mac, hope you're doing well, brother. Hope everything's going well. Let me see if I can pull up a side screen here for a second and see if I can interact with VIP and chat with you guys. Let me see what I've got here. I may need to make sure the volume isn't on, but J-Mac is a rock and roll star in VIP, without a doubt, guys. You got to know that J-Mac is bringing the heat. And I just say that because J-Mac can trade, and we're really excited. That you are a member of VIP, that you are trading, and we're just in terms of 2023, you're one of the key focal players, my man. Let me put J-Mac, boom, there we go. And working a little bit on the setup, working a little bit in terms of the ability to access. And my goal is this, guys, and I'll go ahead and tell you, my goal is to have, it's a little dark, it's evening time, you guys know it's late at night. We're in, I think J-Mac's in California, without a doubt, as we were looking at the Matic chart here. We'd like to start live streaming the open of the markets. In terms of the open of the markets, we're excited to be able to bring that action to you all as we look at the potential opportunity to trade some equities. Right, and that's going to be a little bit of a new ball game for some of you in terms of those equities. We're excited to allow BTCC, and you guys know, longest standing crypto exchange. You guys, I am standing behind it thus far, and oddly enough, I introduced that to everybody, but right before that FTX disaster, right, it was within that week or so prior there too. So it was good timing, maybe a little bit intuitive or otherwise, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying that. And Luke, I know that you've been trading Tesla. Tesla has been nice, guys. Tesla's been very nice and operated extremely well on our fire and ice. What a chart. As we talk about expansions right now, you guys can see in the bottom right of your screen, you can see that just a heck of a pattern, without a doubt, guys. That is a heck of a pattern to just go ahead and square off in like the VIP have. And this is where I say, when you guys hear me say those are pro level trades, guys, you know my background. My background, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, non-financial advice. What's up, Luke, my man? Boom. Luke, I was thinking about you when I was putting this stream together. And I was like, well, Luke, I know he's putting his monitors together. We chit-chatted over the holidays. And he's like, what about this computer, that computer? What's going on with, this setup or that setup? And Luke, boom. Yeah, what's up, man? Boom. And when I say something's a pro level trade, it's because you guys have seen a lot of pros. I've seen a lot of pros firsthand trade, like some of the best in Wall Street, literally, that I've hired to do something, literally, and just like the number one guy from Wall Street. And to the extent that I've seen that and interacted with that directly, I won't mention the specific names, etc., names, whoever. But when I say something's a pro level trade, you have to understand that I've hired the very best out of Wall Street. You guys can check his record. You guys can check if need be, if we need a grand inquiry on that. I think depending upon which desk or type of desk you were on, he was in that I'd say that upper tier. So such is the case. So when I say something's a pro level trade, like Luke, you've been trading extremely well. The only difference would be the amount, potentially the amount that is just so that you guys know, and I'll just say based on my experience, you guys know, not financial advice, etc. But just looking at Tesla a bit here, but the pros and guys, in terms of how a discussion would go, let's say between me and someone like that from Wall Street that I had the privilege, I'd say, and the pleasure of dealing with directly like that, the equation becomes, and the challenge that you all see frequently is how to move more money more quickly for a better return, right? How do I move more money, right, more quickly for a better return? That's the challenge, right? We can make, typically as the market, as we look at our participation in the market, we can make, it's like that equation, let me just say, that equation is one of the equations that hits home with us all the time, right? Because you've got a bulk of cash, a good bulk of cash, heavy reserve cash, especially with these levels of volatility, and we wear that feather in our cap. In terms of the equation, though, in terms of like a pro trader, what would, and I'm talking, guys, I'm not talking about a pro trader that's got is doing a prop firm. No, guys, I'm talking about like number one from the desk in New York and overseas, etc. on bonds. Boom, number one guy. Boom, who breaks the bonus record everywhere within his own department and everywhere the bonus structure, anywhere. That's the number one. Let's say that's the pro trader number one. The level that I'm talking about. And the discussions begin to center around how much capital can be moved. Okay, that's the question. How much capital can be moved? All right. How quickly can it be moved? Both, let's say, in and out. All right. Liquidity issues like that become relevant, and then at what return? So those are the three critical stages as we would look at it, or three critical considerations is how much capital can I move, how quickly, and for what return? All right, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. How much capital, how quickly, and for what return? And getting into a position where you can move heavy amounts of capital in a short amount of time for a great return. Boom, that's what you want, guys. You want to move a heavy amount of capital, ultimately a heavy amount of capital in a short amount of time, right? The shorter amount of time, the better, with a higher return, right? With the highest return possible during that short amount of time. Capiche, yeah? That's good stuff. And that's not 100 rounds talk, right? And you guys are well on into, when I say 100 rounds, that's our day trading tactical technique in terms of the approach to the markets. As I'm looking at Tesla here, a little bit of let's look at the 4 hourly on Tesla. Let's see what Tesla's trying to do on the 4 hourly. Let's take a look at, again, we have this specific expansion, tough pattern. The drop and grab has been the nice, what was it? It's been the nice way to go on Tesla, hasn't it? When she just poured down pre-market and followed through. Those pickups have been really, really nice. Ultimate pickup on the 4 hourly was at the Bollinger Band. Noted, right? Noted. Incoming is the 20 moving average. Definitely noted as well. Okay, so the 20 moving average is incoming. Very important. On the hourly, now see, that's the way I would walk through this, and you guys would too as well. I'd look at that 4 hourly, for instance. Let's look at the 4 hourly And note that the 20 moving average is incoming, right? So the question then becomes, as we look at the 20 moving average, the question becomes, and just a reminder, I always recommend you guys watch this on a big screen TV, okay? And we'll work out the details of the, of the different shots, the different screens. This is just 2023 building, okay? So as we would look at the 20 moving average on the 4 hourly, all right? We're seeing how much space is left here technically to get to a potential level of resistance, definitely a level that needs to be conquered. So the next relevant move is down to the hourly. Why? Because I want to see on the hourly, as I evaluate the 20 moving average here, I want to see whether or not the upper band is in play and we might have reason to go up and above this 20 moving average, right? So I might even mark this. Let's go ahead and mark that. That is the 20 moving average on the 4 hourly. Now I want to see how it's confluent with the top band on the hourly. Always dovetail in your time frames, right? Make sure that you understand that you can kind of bootstrap up and above a potential breakout on a 20 moving average to give yourself another target to the upside. If you work between and kind of slice and dice between those time frames, right? Use those strategically. It's not something you can just automatically understand. If you're really, let's say, new in the markets, you're going to have to get there with this type of an equation. But it's based upon the fundamentals that the 20 moving average up and over will provide an upside target. Within that framework, you will be able to use your different time frames and establish whether or not you have an active target on a specific time frame that would push you up and over, let's say a top band on a specific time frame, that would push you up and over the 20 moving average on another time frame. All right, so that's critically important, and there are some different dynamics that were kind of alluded to during our structuring of this discussion on Tesla, but it's noteworthy. For instance, when we have a top line band that is interacting at the same level or confluent with a, let's say on another time frame, a 20 moving average or a mid-level on the Bollinger Band. So we pay attention to such things. Okay, let's take a look at Apple. Apple, just for instance, guys, Apple. Up and over, right? It's nice, up and over the 20 moving average. And these are real companies, guys. These are real companies. And I'll invite you guys to go get some financial advice and bring it to the group. Why not? If you guys would be able to sign a bunch of waivers on that one, right? No, guys, you don't have to do that. Just know it's not here. We're not doing it. I mentioned the other day, like, you all know I was offered a formalized official position with Morgan Stanley. As a trader, a financial analyst, etc. And I don't want to sell things to people. And that's my deal. I don't want to sell things to people. I don't want to pick the phone up and sell things to people that I know are overpriced because I'm being told to pick the phone up, sell it, and make some money on it. I don't want to do that, guys. Now, I'm not going to talk about Morgan Stanley or how they work. That's not a direct reference to how they do work. But as I look at, when I say not financial advice, I'm like, whew, thank goodness. Because it's not what I want to do. I had to formalize an official offer from Morgan Stanley. Nah, I don't know too many guys that have said no to them, but I did. And it's not my style. I don't want that to be my style in terms of I'm just going to sell anything. Like I don't want to be known like that, guys. But it's not a disservice if the program and the system is right. I think they have like a 3-year training program as well, which is nice. I think if anyone would want to get involved with them, I think it's one of the stronger training programs. You guys can go look at, and I'll say the benefits along with the pros and the cons. So when I say it's not financial advice, and I joke about you guys bringing us some, if you can find some financial advice, if you find the guys who caught the drop, and we'll say this as a VIP matter of fact, and you know this, like since and from the beginning, we've been saying heavy reserve capital. Right? Yeah, you guys got that right. So if you find other people who've been saying heavy reserve capital, I'd like to, I'd be happy to talk with them if they got that right. We've had a lot of success with that in our group, and anyone else who has had that dynamic that's been really, really strong, in terms of, their ideology is really matched up with the markets. That's fine. I always commend talent in the markets in terms of preparing the traders or preparing participants. It's rare. It's very difficult to find. You guys know that. So looking at Apple, just wanted to bring it up. We have a situation on Apple that's a little bit difficult. And this is a great, I'm even going to, on this, I will expand this smaller chart so you guys can get a better look at Apple, okay? Now, on Apple, let me see if I can go to this. I'll do this for a second. I want you guys to see this on Apple. Look at the top framework, okay? The top framework of the expansion that we have grown to love in our group. Along the top, you see this level of support, level of resistance expanding. Now you see that drop down. What this, guys, what occurs here is the following. When you see this expansion along the top, traders, and I'll tell you guys, the big question, let me go ahead and delete this near descending triangle. But when I ever mention to you all, be careful of a lead in, okay? The lead in within itself many times will have an expansion as a part of building out the lead in, and traders want this drop, right? If they can get another one, they want another one. I'll tell you, along support, it's ideal. But this lead-in phase of a bump and run, right? Then the actual drop, and then the bump, and then the run. This is the sweet spot right in here, down along support to operate on the specific asset that you're trading. So always be mindful of that when we're looking at that original expansion mode in here. It just, guys, it's a practice in what will we say? In money management. I just really believe that. That's just based on personal experience. You guys tell me if your experience differs, but as you would look at expanding patterns, because they're really, and let's talk about this tonight, guys. Very, very important. When I talk to new traders, and this is not VIP, but you guys know this, when I talk to traders outside the group, and I want you guys to really reckon with what I'm about to say. This is hugely, hugely important. If not, the only reason that I would stream tonight would be to mention this to you guys. Bottom line, all right, wake up for a second, would be to mention this to you guys. The biggest problem I see in the market with traders, okay, the biggest problem I see in the market with traders is the following, okay? And I'll say on top of, we already did cover something very important, right? How much cash can you move? How much money can you move? How quickly and for what amount, okay? Bam, 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 1, 2, 3, important. This point, however, literally would be worth me streaming exclusively to communicate this point. And I'm glad you guys are here and listening to this, without a doubt. Now, when I discuss or when I talk to traders, this is the biggest problem that I see with the traders, guys. The biggest problem is what? Is when I mention to the traders, and please pay attention, guys. I know you are, but please just receive this the other way that I need you to receive it. And I know you will because you trade, but when I mention to them, and it may be a trader that's trying to go pro, it may be a trader that's already pro or guys highly regarded, etc. But when I mention to them that you need to involve yourself in the max probability trades, they already, they have some sort of a shield up or some sort of a mind fog. I'm just telling you guys, I'm telling you, where they just nod along almost robotically. Oh yeah, you have to be involved with the. I'm telling you guys, this is the biggest problem I see with traders, and they will kind of robotically nod along and like, of course, agree, and that's right, and they'll say that's right. You have to be with those specific trades that are the highest probability. That's right. And the problem is, guys, they have no idea what to focus on. They literally have no clue, and they're there in a pre-pro or pro level or even highly regarded level. Guys, I'm saying across the board, right? This could be traders with clients, financial advisors, etc. I have these discussions with them. And don't think just because you meet someone that's a broker that has a list of clientele that they're going to beat you in the market. No. The same issue, and it's this cloud, it's this, let me go from Apple, but we had a nice breakout on that. Nice to see the majority of the patterns that we brought to the VIP in terms of representing a bullish structure this week. Boom, boom, boom. The majority of them, huh? Beautiful week for VIP. Let's head back to BTC for a second. But that is a big problem, guys, and I wanted to bring that to you. It would be the sole exclusive reason that I would stream tonight would literally be to let you know that when I say that it's critically important that you involve yourself with the right pattern, that you only focus on it, that you primarily focus on injecting cash, guys, based upon probabilities and the highest probabilities, focusing on those specific trades. You guys have a source you have some understanding with the largest study that's been done to date, the most comprehensive. You guys get this, right? Let's say Bukowski, Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. You don't have to read all 1,000+ pages, but we know which patterns perform the best. We just do. Hey, we do. And most traders, and I tell you guys, the majority of traders, the vast majority of traders have no clue, but they will sit there and robotically kind of nod along with this. And guys, not just pre-pro or pro, or I'm talking broker level, etc. Financial advice advisors that I interact with, still just clueless. Still, and they may be following different metrics. They may have a programmed level of participation in the market where they don't really get that level of, I'll say to all fair credit, to where they don't have that level of freedom in the market to participate as they would wish. So maybe it kind of cuts short some of their need to really know which patterns to specifically be involved with. Could be which we could get into this in 2023, but as we measure through, and we're working on some exciting. You guys know this. I'm sorry, it is exciting, but the oscillators. Okay, some of the volatility measures that I'm going to be bringing to you guys. You're going to love this stuff. You're going to love it, guys. It's really, really cool stuff. And I just want you all to know that there's a difference between people who know, and I mean they know it like bam. You guys know it. When you see a pattern, you know what you're doing. I mean, you can dig into it and no, these produce money. Not everybody can do that. People will jump to, I like a bull flag. Well, yeah, I can trade a breakout on a descending triangle. Or, I can trade a breakout on an ascending triangle or descending wedge or ascending wedge. All of that becomes irrelevant if you can't decide what portion of that move on the breakout, not only the probability in terms of the up or down, but on the down or the up. You guys know this, but on the down or the up, what's the percentage completion likelihood, right? How many traders out there know that the sweet spot is in and around that 50%, right? If you were going to trade 100 trades, right, and you needed to book them, let's say you needed to book a lot of those trades positively, you'd be right at that 50% level, huh? You'd be watching for the overperformances, right? But you'd be right at that 50% up maximized target, right? You guys know this. And that's just this notion that most people don't know what the probabilities are. You guys, you smoke the competition, guys. You literally smoke the field in terms of that. And it's one of the biggest problems. I encourage you, when you deal with other traders, I encourage you, please go ahead and say that to them. When you see the responses that I've seen, guys, it's not good. Girls, it's not good, right? It's just not. And it's worth bringing up in this capacity that we talk about it, because I don't want you to gloss over it at all. I want you to appreciate exactly what's being said, appreciate and understand how to involve the probabilities, how to structure yourself around those probabilities, both in terms of direction and performance, right? And there's some different tactics that you can go through if you're going for, let's say, full completions, or you're going for outperformances, right? And we can discuss all of that later, but I wanted to definitely bring that point home to you guys. And please do it yourself. Go have that discussion with others, because you understand, VIP, I know you get it. You have that information. Majority of people do not have it, and they think they have it. And it's just to not have it and think you have it like that is very, very, very troublesome, guys. So I'm really excited that you're not in that camp, right? So reason enough to stream, honestly. And I want you to talk to other traders and get some feedback. Just get some feedback in terms of that. Let's look at the 8-hourly. Let's go through a bit on Bitcoin, just to touch on BTC. We had a few different patterns in play. The lower time frames, we had that inverse head and shoulders, didn't we? A few complications in terms of the actual the run. We were looking for that additional wave. Shout out to Victor in the back. Victor loves Elliott waves, right? He just loves Elliott wave theory. I settled upon the inverse head and shoulders, guys. In terms of that, I settled upon the inverse head and shoulders so that, let's see, where are we at here? So that we would have an understanding of the complexity of this zone, right? And just a definite pattern that is in play, right? Now your inverse head and shoulders here would cut short your pattern target to the upside were we to measure this amplitude in here or the amplitude in here. Understand that, okay? I want you to understand that. It's a conservative approach, the inverse head and shoulders. It just is, all right? So we could maximize out, work a little bit heavier in terms of the upside potential. We just could. Looking at where we're at, I want you all to make sure that you know how to use your trend-based fib extensions. I know you do. Click 1, click 2, low to the high, then drag it over to the point of breakout. We're right at that 50% level right now, okay? In terms of that, I just wanted to kind of say hello tonight, let you guys know I am excited about 2023. We're working on setup a little bit, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys the open. All right, now that's early here on the West Coast. I know J-Max probably like, oh man, you know, because it's early. It's like, you know, we're gonna have to get up at like 5:30 and hit it. Really hit it. But we're excited about the open. I'm excited about trading this week with you guys. And you guys are always the stars of the show. You know that. And that's the way it's going to hopefully remain. We may get involved with some different, I don't know, this CPI report that's coming up. Could be very interesting. Could be a very interesting CPI report for the record. We say stuff like that all the time, but this one particularly could be nice to get a big break from what's expected. We had that on the jobs numbers this last week. If we get a big break on the CPI, heads up, listen, if we get a big break on the CPI, listen up. What's nice is that we do not have an FOMC meeting immediately after the CPI, which was the case last time. So we had some news, CPI hit, then we were rolling right into an FOMC meeting. This time, I think we have a break, right? A couple days, etc. I think that following week, we'll check that and go through it in the back. But it's potentially a nice time for a move on that CPI. You guys, we'll go through it. I'll put in the back the market schedule, and we've already confirmed we have that market schedule ready to go. Our website is like 95 to 98% done. We'll get you in there. I'm going to say within the next 7 to 10 days. We'll get you in there. Maybe you guys can help us pilot it out and see, what would you guys say? Just kind of see if you can help us find any glitches. I almost laugh when I say that because that's all I've been doing with these guys in New York. It's the Bybit, former Bybit development team, and God, Bybit must have worked really hard with these guys. They're good, but I just got to tell you guys, it's just not simple in terms of structuring the charts, structuring the video, structuring the content, structuring the labels, the icons. It's a lot of work. So yeah, we are throwing at it. So we're currently at that 50% mark here on that inverse head and shoulders. Let's just go through the probabilities before we cut loose here at the end of the stream. Let's go through. Let me see what I can find here in terms of head and shoulders. Let's see, inverse head and shoulders. Here we go. As I would look at the completion rate, and it may take a minute now. It just does this. When we're streaming particularly, it doesn't want me to bring up the website, maybe because I'm not supposed to show it yet, but come on. It's odd glitches, huh? Odd glitches, whatever it may be. That's fine. I'll let that just remain in incognito for a moment. Did it decide to work? It did. We have strange, I'm sure we're not the only people that have strange technical glitches here and there. You guys know that, right? Just strange oddities whenever it may occur, huh? So, looking at the circumstance, maybe it's just valuable information. They don't want it broadcast, possibly, huh? Possibly. Looking at the probability chart, 86% in a bull market. 86% reach half height, 74% reach half height in of the inverse head and shoulders. 74% reach half height in a bear market. Now, this is what's interesting. On a bear market scenario versus bull market 71% to full height. In a bull market, inverse head and shoulder reversal, 71% to the upside. Bear market, 51%. 51%. Okay, so we have some accompanying patterns as well. I don't want to oversimplify things I wouldn't want to oversimplify things, but we're looking at a 50-50 shot of getting up to the 100%. Bottom line, about 17.5 or so, okay? So that's a 50-50 shot. What I'll say is we'll dig into the lower time frames. You know that always. And we did get the volume we got to say we got some volume. You guys see this on the 4-hourly. That's some volume. Let's go ahead and blow this up so you guys can see it. But there on the bottom right, you see the green? Bam! We got that volume on the bottom right. We won it on the breakout. Brought that to you guys earlier today, and it was exciting to see the moves, to see Sol. Hey, way to go! To see Cardano. Nicely done, guys. Those are big movers in the last couple of days. Exciting for all the VIP. And what we'll do is anything else that I should cover. I think we're good. We'll be streaming the Open. You guys are going to need to be a little bit patient. I know that you already have been, but with me streaming the Open here in California, it's going to be like 6 a.m. So whatever we need to do, I've already informed people and hopefully the neighbors that I will need to blare rock music in the morning to get me up, excited, and it's going to be early on the West Coast. But that's one of the benefits of the West Coast. You guys know this. The market's open. It's like, it's early here, guys. So we close off early as well. The rest of the day is kind of free. So it's one of the preferences I have about the West Coast here. It's kind of nice. If you want to surf, you want to chill, you want to hang out, it's kind of nice to get things done with early. So pay attention to that CPI schedule and the FOMC, that delay. Pay attention and talk with the other traders. See if you see that glazed over kind of just nebulous understanding of, of course we need to trade with the probabilities. No, guys, make sure also that you pay attention to that concept, and we'll be building on this. The most cash that could be moved as quickly as possible for the highest return. All right, just let the cogs and the wheels start to turn on that. Don't impute it into your. That's not an MO, modus operandi. That's not a tactic right now to deploy. That's just an understanding as we look at 2023. What are some of the different ways that we can approach the market to achieve that alpha, which is the percentage by which you beat the market, by which we beat the market. Alpha, guys, doesn't mean alpha male or alpha female. It means the percentage by which you beat the market. This is London with